Hi guys, Rob here with Deluks Gaming, and welcome back to my Factorio series episode 2, and the sun is about to start rising. It is very dark right now. I was looking at the last episode, and I thought, I don't like how the gamma, well, I messed with the gamma on the editing, and it kind of messes with the color, so I'm not going to do that again. Instead, we are going to just research lamps. What do lamps do? Well, they light things up. So we're going to do that right away. So let's go over to our lab and just take a look. So we've already got 10 science packs in there. We'll throw in the other 3 that we made last time, and we're going to hit research on the lamps. That'll also open up lasers and solar energy, which I really love for some reason. I don't know why I like solar energy so much. Okay, and away that goes. So we're going to hit the L. All right, perfect. That way we can see what we're building. Let's go collect whatever stuff we have building in our thingies. So we've got some iron here. Let's, of course, stock it up with coal and stone. I'm not going to touch the stone. I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm not going to take any more coal out of our coal setup. You're like, why? Why wouldn't you do that? I will explain that in a second. Okay, one thing at a time. So let's refill all the coal here and take that. So I already have on me like almost 200 coal. I'm going to be eliminating the need to move coal in the way that we're doing right now. And each one of these can hold 50. I'm not going to need to have all that on me. So like I said, we needed lots and lots and lots at the beginning, and then all of a sudden, not so much. And we're going to continue to need it, but we need to do things a little differently. First off, let's get some light going and make sure everybody's all stocked up here. Perfect. So we got lots of stuff. Let's just take a look here. Lots and lots of iron plates. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, like 8. And we've got like almost 200 copper plates. Perfect. And the research will just be a minute. So let's talk quickly about power. So each one of these steam engines produces, if you go here, you can take a look, it's like 510 kilowatts of power. We're only using one of the boilers, which means we're well under the, we're pretty efficient, right? Well, I mean, if all 3 of these were lit up right now and these were moving like crazy, we'd probably be running into power problems. But we're not right now. It just means we're using very little. It's not taking very much to keep that water at 100 degrees. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Anyway, I don't know if it makes sense to me, so I guess I don't know if it makes sense to you guys. If you click on a power line, it's going to tell you how much power you're using. We are currently using 359 kilowatts out of a total possible 1,020, right? Because each one of these is 510. So where are we using that power? Well, we're only using these 2 items right now. One of them, the lab, uses 60 kilowatts. So to put that in perspective, you could have like 8 labs for one of these steam engines. That's quite a bit. But the radar, however, uses 300 kilowatts. So that is, it's a power hog. So there's a consequence to having something automatically identify your surroundings. See, it's already doing its job. It's opening up all of this scouting, so that's, which is great. Oh, there's our research, and I hit the wrong button. Perfect. Okay, so our research is done, and that gives you a quick indication of where we are for power and how quickly it can be used up. We've almost got, well, we're quite a bit over half of the use of one steam engine right now. So just put it in perspective. Okay, so let's get some lamps going before it gets dark again. Lamps require electronic circuits and iron sticks and iron plates. So basically, if we're building it, it's just copper plates and iron plates. Now, if we're building it in a machine, which we're not going to do because we don't have a lot of need to be building tons of these. If we're building a machine, we need to build all of these components separately. We would have to build the cable separately. We'd have to build the sticks separately. We'd have to build the electronic circuit separately. But because we're building it, it's just going to work on each one of these individually by itself, one by one. Okay, so we're going to place these lamps everywhere. The lamps use 5 kilowatts of power, not very much. So, and I do things kind of randomly. Some things, like I said, I'm really anal about, and then other things I don't really care. Lamps are one of those things that I'm not too concerned with where they are specifically. They will not, by the way, they will not turn up or turn on until nighttime. So if you're wondering why they are not doing anything right now, well, it's not dark. So once it's dark, and they also have to have power too. So the ones I'm placing down here do not have power yet. We will fix that in a second. So just one lamp down here. This is also a temporary mining situation. Like pretty soon we're going to start running out of iron here, and then we're just going to remove this whole unit, and we're going to start automating the iron out of this spot here with a special mining device that uses electricity. Oh, right. Yeah, let's put some power down at the other place. Doesn't hurt to have lots of power lines lying around. I don't think there's any consequence to it. It can look kind of messy if you're kind of a messy person or you just don't care about that kind of thing. And sometimes I care, sometimes I don't. You know, it's just how I roll. You guys will get used to it. I'm a minimalist, but a maximizer, min-maxer. I'm a min-maxer, I guess, but I don't know. How about we just say most of the time I don't sweat the little things. But yeah, I do care about the big picture stuff, right? So I want to be able to do this efficiently, but I'm not going to break my back making that happen. So next on the line of things to do is to build some assembling machines. Assembling machines are what we're going to use to start beginning the automation process of building our research center, as well as some extra things we are going to be building. Of course, to build the research packs, we need iron gear wheels, so we're going to have to build a factory just to build iron gear wheels. And also something we're going to desperately be needing a lot of right now is transport belts. And I don't want to be manually building all these things, so I'm going to get some machines that are going to start doing that while we do other stuff, other more important things. Like take over the world. Yeah. Okay, so, and the other thing we're going to need is these inserters. So there's different varieties of inserters. There's burner inserters, which actually use coal to run, and there is a use for those. And we'll get to that in a bit, and I'd still use them in the game. They're kind of, you know, it's almost like you're starting with an obsolete technology, but I still use them for certain things. And then there's the regular inserter, and then we researched the long-handed inserter last time. Let's just, let's get some of these in our queue here, and we're going to reorganize things. We're going to put the lamps, if you hit, I think it's Q. Yeah, Q will put the entire stack in there without you having to manually do it. I often leave the electric poles as number 2. If you hit the center mouse button on an item in your quick bar, it will turn blue, which means all of the time the small electric poles will try to go back into that spot unless I put them somewhere else. And the inserters I also leave as number 3, and the wooden chest, I guess we'll just put that aside for now. Actually, we'll just put that over here because we're going to be using that right away. And then on the number 1 spot, I always put the transport belts. And you'll see why in a second. It's just easier to manage them. That way, I always know that these 3 are going to be there. And I'm actually going to turn off the coal one, and I do that by holding the control center mouse button. That turns off the coal one because we're probably not going to be needing too much of that much longer anyway, although we're taking a lot of time just chatting. Okay, so let's get this assembly thing going. Okay, so first off, I want to know what we need to do to build these research packs. So you just go to here and hit your E button and you go in here and you look, gear wheels and copper plates. So we're going to need a box for copper plates. We're just going to put that right beside the assembler right there. And we're going to need gear wheels, which means we're going to need another factory to build the gear wheels, right? Make sense? You with me? I'm sure you are. Okay, and let's build a couple more of those boxes because we're going to be needing more. Whoops, that's way too many. 5 is probably going to be more than enough. So we're going to have this guy building the science packs. And we're going to have an inserter putting the copper in like so. So the inserter, you can use the R key to rotate them even when they're down. Super easy. So we're going to be taking from the box, putting it into the factory. So in the box, we're going to put some, of course, copper plates. That makes sense, right? Because it needs copper plates and gear wheels. So this one, of course, needs to be gear wheels, right? And we're going to put a inserter, whoops, wrong button, inserter taking the gear wheels to the factory that's producing the research packs. Now the research packs, might as well just plop those right into the lab, right? So there we go. We've got a chain already, but we still have to finish off the gear wheels. So what do we need to build the gear wheels? The gear wheels require 2 iron plates, and they take 0.5 seconds to build. So we need another box. And I'm actually going to put the box up here. Yeah, we'll put the box up here. You'll see why in a sec. Okay, and we're going to throw some iron plates in there. Holding down the shift key, you can move just one stack, which is very, very handy. And we're going to put an inserter facing this way. Now, these types of inserters require power to run. So we're going to throw power here and power here. Just like so. So now it's putting the iron plates into here, and then it makes a gear wheel, puts it into this, and then it takes a copper plate and puts it into this, and it grinds, it goes, and spits out, wait for it, why is that not spitting it out? Oh, because there's still stuff in here. If there was nothing in here, it should throw it in there, because see there's 2 built already, it should automatically put it into the lab. Oh, the reason it's not is because we're not researching. All right, let's do some research. Now that we've got a little bit of automation, trust me, this is by far where we're going to be in the end. This is a temporary solution. So let's get some armor going right away because I don't know what's out there and I just want to be sure that we're protected. So there we go. Iron into the gears, iron into the gear factory into the research factory, which also uses copper, and poof, it puts it into the lab. Now, of course, having more than one lab is faster, right? You can have a whole set of labs working on the same set of technologies, and that's eventually what we're going to have. But right now, this is going to do. So the other thing we need to build, start automating right now, right away, because we're going to need a lot of them, is transport belts. Transport belts use iron gear wheels and iron plates. So we might as well make use of this factory. And I'm cool with, whoops, can always rotate them even after they've been placed, which is great. I want to build, let's see here. Let's put down the factory first. Yeah, like this. This is what we had in mind, I think. Okay, so we're going to put down a box here because we're going to need a lot of gear wheels eventually anyway, so I don't mind if we just keep building those. That's cool. Like, just keep going. And then we are going to... Yeah, did I screw that up? No, that's cool. Yeah, no, we just go straight across. That's what we wanted. Right, like so. And then we can put an inserter, because remember these transport belts use... We're going to... Whoops. Oh, there's our armor already. Let's get a better gun. So we're going to research the submachine gun and the shotgun. Awesome. Get those done right away, because I don't know what's out there. So we're going to take the inserter, taking the iron plates and putting it in here, and we're going to take the inserter, putting the gear wheels into here, and of course, that's what's necessary to build the transport belts. So we just click on that, and we throw down some power. And bang! There we go. So we need to also give it a place to put the transport belts, and just like so. So, what's the downside of this setup? Now, you could probably tell me right away what the downside is. The raw materials, I have to manually put in here. And what a pain in the butt that is, right? So we're going to solve that problem as quickly as we possibly can. I guess we don't even need to carry those with me because we're going to be getting more. So, because you see, we're going to run out of copper. Right now, it's not too bad because it's, you know, we've only got a couple things building here. But imagine having anything more than that, it would just get crazy. So, let's get some power for these lamps right away. I don't like having the... So, this little blue spot, that shows the range at which the power affects the area around it. Now, if you cross over, notice it gets that dark blue. For some reason, that's one of those things that bugs me. I could have these lamps everywhere, but as soon as I start getting that crossover, I get a little irritated. It's really weird. Okay, so notice we are out of coal in our steam engine. How convenient is that? Well, how are we going to solve that? So, of course, you're thinking, well, why don't we use inserters to put coal into our steam engine, into our boilers? But we're also going to add another type of burner as soon as we get some more of our goodies. So let's just go do a quick collection here. And so this one, the stone furnace was actually full. It can only hold 100 plates. We've got lots of coal. Lots of coal. This one is done. This burner, it looks like it's actually out of stone. It actually mined up all the stone that was in that little spot. I'm not going to replace that right now because I should actually, because we don't know what we're going to run into. There could be lots of bad guys out there and we don't know. We're actually out of... Weird. Huh. Okay, and it looks like we're actually out of iron on this spot, which is great. I wanted to eat that spot up anyway, and we'll just take the iron plates there. Yeah, see, what a pain. You don't want to be running around doing all this stuff. I'm not going to bother taking the coal. We're about to solve this problem. So we are going to take all these transport belts. Oh, there's our gun. So let's build ourselves a gun and some armor right away before we do anything else, because I think that's really important near the beginning. So we're going to need some copper plates. Right, our copper plates are down here. Whoops, no, they're up here, sorry. Yes, there we are. Oh, we forgot to add a light up here. Knew something was different up here. Light. Oh, right, we got to add some power to that. That's okay. Let's give you some coal, because this one's probably going to be the last one that we automate. But we are going to get you some power over here right away. Of course, these trees are... Whoops. These trees are in the way. There we go. Perfect. Bang. Whoops. Perfect. So now it should be lit up. There we go. Awesome. Very nice. Okay, so now we have set up this factory. It's just building these transport belts for us to use. And we can actually say, because it's 50 in a stack, we can actually say, well, we only want you to build 200 and don't waste all the resources on building them. Like once it reaches 200, it will stop manufacturing them. So very, very nice. Okay, and it looks like everything else here is good, but you see with the setup, you got to keep constantly checking those resources. So now that we have some transport belts, time is almost up here. So now that we have some transport belts, let's automate some coal running into our steam engine. So these transport belts, it's just a big conveyor belt. It does not require power or any kind of anything inside of it. I just want a reminder that iron kind of sticks up there. So this is not an efficient thing to do. But when I start building some electric miners here, I want to be reminded that I need to mine this little piece too as well. I have issues. I totally have issues. Whoops. So 2, and we'll just, nope, that doesn't work. 2, nope, that doesn't work. So, see, this is where we start getting the crossover already. Oh, that drives me crazy. That's okay. I need to accomplish something before we finish this episode, because we haven't really accomplished much. Okay, so, yep. Okay, I get really excited. When you hold down the button, it just keeps building them. So, I'm just going to remove these trees. I don't like to remove trees unless I have to, but this is one of those situations where we have to. So we're going to rotate that. We're going to go up, and we are going to get rid of these coal miners. You're like, wow, you built those 6 and now you're just getting rid of them? Yep. That's just, you know, this game. It's you're updating technology. We're going to build an electric mining drill. Again, we could manufacture that in a factory, but why would we do that? At the beginning, actually, I don't think I ever manufactured them. You know, it's not like you're going to be building hundreds of them. So if you're building only 10 of something, why automate it? Unless you're doing like a challenge, like an all automation challenge or something, which would be fun. I've seen people do some of those kinds of things on YouTube, and totally fun, where the goal is to automate everything right from the very, very beginning. Very challenging, very time consuming, but fun. Okay, so now see what we've done. This is the same thing as a burner mining drill, except it produces 9 pollution instead of 10 pollution, but it also but mines way faster. Let's just take a look at the stats here really quick so that we know. So the burner mining drill mines at 0.35. Oh, it has a mining power too. I don't even know what that means. What's mining power? I guess that's the hardness. It deals with the hardness. And I don't know if there's much of a difference of hardness between things. I don't know. Well, I guess iron and coal, very, very different. Anyway, so the electric mining drill, I don't have to keep restocking with coal. That's the advantage here, right? And it just fits really nicely. And it uses electricity, and I get to ride the conveyor belt. Yay! Okay, so now what's happening is all of this coal is going down the conveyor belt to our beautiful, lovely steam engine. And when it gets here, these inserters are ready for action. Look at that. Bang, bang. Yeah, so, hey, look at that. We've already automated something for long term, just like that. Now, of course, there's a better way to do this. There's always a better way to do something, and we're just going to do a little piece of that right now. As a piece of insurance, I always do at least one burner inserter. Now, why would I do that? So the burner inserters are the same thing as these electric inserters, except it requires coal to run. So you just throw some coal in there and it'll go. Now, when it runs low, it will actually take a piece of coal and power itself. So what it comes down to is what happens if we run out of power entirely? These things will stop working, which means they won't be putting coal in the burners or in the boilers, right? So with no power, no coal going in, and everything's shut down. So that becomes an issue later on when you start getting laser turrets and stuff like that, and you start burning through a lot of power really quickly. You can shut down your entire system because these will stop putting in coal. Whereas these burner inserters will keep doing it. Now, I don't think they even produce pollution. It uses coal, but it doesn't say it produces pollution. So, yeah, I don't think it does. Okay, anyway, I think we're going to call that an episode. I think we accomplished a fair amount, but we got a long way to go. Like I said, if you were looking for a fast game, well, this isn't going to be a fast game, but it's definitely going to be educational. Okay, take care, guys.